I guess space, the final frontier. There's just so many unknowns out there, so much to explore, so much that we don't understand, just so much waiting to be discovered. I think it's just a really exciting subject, something that everyone really has an interest in. My name is Andrew Taylor. I'm attending the University of Colorado here in Boulder, doing electrical and computer engineering. Currently I'm working with the Colorado Space Grant Consortium on the Citizen Explorer satellite project.
Everybody is always so interested in space, and it doesn't matter if somebody's good at science or math or social studies or English, they all are interested in space. Everybody is, because it's something that's really cool. I mean, it's something that hasn't been explored a whole lot, and it's really the new frontier. Well, my name is Carissa Young, and I'm a junior in aerospace engineering, working on a project called the Citizen Explorer satellite, and it's a satellite project.
The universe is an always expanding place that we continue to think we understand, but don't, and part of trying to understand that, I guess that's what art is about, trying to understand everything is, there you go, science fiction. You're trying to understand that great unknown that's out there in space. My name's Eric Sievering, and I'm in the process of trying to make a film, a sci-fi film, and it takes place on Mars. It involves all kinds of crazy stuff.
I think that when we think about outer space, and when we try to explore this infinite beyond, we're really trying to figure out more about ourselves. Somehow made my way to the University of Colorado, where I've endeavored in the film aspect of academics. Wound up in a couple of science fiction films, working sort of on both sides of the camera.
When I come into the room and say that I'm an aerospace engineer and we're building a satellite, immediately you get everybody's attention.
This project will really open up space to a lot of students, from here, us students here at college, to the K through 12 students who are going to be downlinking this data from the satellite, getting hands-on experience with satellites.
I want to tell people the things that I'm thinking about. I would hope to think that these science fictions that we make spark something inside of them and makes them think.
So our science fiction is maybe farther, maybe we're reaching a little farther out than we were before.
That bringing it in kind of allows them or makes it real, makes it seem like something that maybe they could do when they grow up, or that maybe, hey, maybe school isn't so bad. Maybe I really do like math, maybe science is something that I'm kind of interested in.
But I think that the reason that I didn't become an astronaut is because I didn't like math.
I don't know math. I'm horrible at math.
I like the new frontier. I like the fact that everything isn't known and everything hasn't been done with space, and that there's just so much opportunity, so much room to grow.
I definitely got bit by the space bug when I was a kid. It's real exciting to have this hands-on experience with something that's actually going to fly in space. It's something that I've thought about my whole life, and something I've really wanted to get into, and it's really neat to finally be getting into actually building the stuff that's going to be going up there. It really blows my mind.
It's always reassuring to walk by and see the astronaut wall with the shuttle going up, and to walk by and see all the pictures of the astronauts. And that's another nice thing about being at a university where aerospace engineering, there's such a heritage in it.
People that have either graduated from CO Film School, or what seems a little more common, dropped out of CO Film School to do their own thing and actually become successful at it, is something that is becoming more a reality for all of us. we're not necessarily following in anybody's footsteps, to the fact that we're making our own movies and they're our own creations. And in that sense, we have to walk our own path.
We're making the decisions as students. There's nothing better than hands-on experience, because you can sit in a classroom and then you can get the real thing, you can calculate it all, and then you can go and test it.
It's something that you've constructed. It's something that you've made with your bare hands that really has worth, not because someone assigns worth to it like a monetary value, but worth because you did it. And that's what's so great about it.
The Citizen Explorer is behind schedule, under budget, undermanned. You wouldn't be surprised if some of these components come from your local hardware store.
The creation of this movie rested upon empty 2-liter bottles and spray paint and, of course, duct tape.
Let's go get some Pepsi. Let's finish the bottles. Let's turn them upside down and paint them, and throw a little bit of friendly plastic on there, and the next thing you know, they're air tanks.
You really have to search for the proper resources to get a lot of this stuff done. We work a lot with a lot of the aerospace companies around to really help us out, give us advice, give us use of their facilities. There's quite a lot of testing and whatnot that we have to do that we just don't have the resources.
Go down to Target and pick up some gloves to wash the dishes. And that's what we used. We just put some black paint on them, and the next thing you know, they're space gloves. When I had to get sand, I tried to explain to these guys at Sutherland's that, you know, okay, I need this much sand for this and this and this, and I'm trying to do this, and they're like, you're doing what? You're making a movie? And huh? You know, like, they didn't understand. And I ended up going back there like 5 times because we needed like 800 pounds of sand for this sandstorm thing that we shot. And every time I came back, yep, okay, there's that guy making a movie. I don't know what the hell he's doing with all this sand.
A lot of times we'll have to order parts over the phone, and I'll be talking to an engineer, and he'll ask what we're doing, and I'll tell him, yeah, we're building a satellite, and that'll just blow them away. They'll say, oh no, I've always wanted to work in that area.
I do realize that this is a student-run, student-operated, student-built project, and that it's probably not going to work flawlessly, and that's okay.
It is kind of scary to think about how all this will come together. You have all your subsystems divided up, and each subsystem certainly has their own problems and have been working on these problems and finding solutions. And once we get all the problems solved, we're going to have to bring all the components together.
At the end of this film, where everybody is said and done and pretty much done their part, and it's all kind of churning in the middle of the editing room, everybody's kind of biting their nails and chewing on things, not knowing what's going to come out of it. So there's a lot of trust.
And you take all these like random pieces and you try to put them together and make them into something that's cohesive and coherent and makes sense. It's really, I personally, like, there's something fulfilling about like manual labor, right? It's kind of like the feeling that you get when you finish this thing and it's so different than all these totally obscure pieces, but it's all about putting it on screen.
So really the process to get it to the launch pad is most of the experience. I mean, that is the experience. And the launches will be incredible. I mean, it'll be awesome to have something up there that we built that's really flying and working.
A lot of the glamour probably comes after the fact, after you launch it, after everything works.
It's all about getting it on film. If you get it on film, suddenly these things that you spent all this time on, even though they have value to you, they don't have value to the film anymore. And you've got to destroy them, because right now it's taking up like someone's entire garage. It wasn't made to last. So you look at this plaster thing that's already cracking and you say, well, I wish I could go hold on to it, but that's why I made it.
One of my most vivid memories is when I was there in 3rd grade and heard the announcement that the Challenger had blown up, and just how devastating that was.
In a lot of ways, that was a death for more than just the crew on that ship, because we became aware that space exploration is a lot more hazardous than just climbing into a rocket and making our way to the moon.
The Challenger had exploded. And I watched that and watched it again and again, just like everybody did that day. Ever since then, I've wanted to go up. I've wanted to be an astronaut.
Have something on a personal level somehow. I'm not exactly sure how. I've kind of been trying to figure that one out for a while. I mean, made a film about Mars, and I think deep down I'd love to go there.
It really does feel like there's something magical about working and being around all that stuff. I really can't tell you how many times I'd be going to work and just get chills up my spine just thinking about what I was doing and where I was and who I was working with and the projects that were going on around me. It's really a special feeling.
Through finding new things, we get to define our own humanity, and it always seems like it's that damn rocket ship that's always the bridge between us and whatever else is out there.